I'm going to show you guys my version of a mini color. This is Emma. She's one of my regular clients, and the last time she was in, we actually took her darker from being a full blondie. I've been doing her hair for years, and we were keeping it long and blonde for her wedding. But the second that wedding passed, so did the blonde phase. Sort of, not really. Obviously, she's still pretty blonde, but not as blonde as she was. So anyways, for my mini colors, and I like to do this as more of a maintenance appointment, especially for people who have lighter hair, and we did a full color on, did lowlights, highlights, all the things. I feel like minis are a really, really good maintenance appointment to keep the same look without the commitment of being in the salon for 5 hours every appointment. So for my minis, I like to focus the foils around the front hairline. I think when the brightness is highest at the front, it always looks intentional no matter where you are in the grow out. Obviously ideal for people who don't mind a little bit more of a rooted look. But I think if you go back and count, I add 15 foils in total. Started at the ear, went up around the hairline in the front, and then literally did 3 part line foils. I did 1 on each side and then 1 foil in the back at the crown. That's just to make sure everything is blended all the way around the head. If you're a chronic overfoiler like me, you're probably like, dude, is that 1 single foil in the back gonna blend? The answer is yes. The biggest component is how high up you're bringing the blonde and where in the head you're doing that. When it's higher up around the face and lower in the back, it's pretty much always gonna blend. The real star of the show here is actually free-handed lowlights. This technique is honestly amazing for maintaining depth in people's hair. Typically, I do this with people who get a root done because I think it just melts everything together seamlessly. Again, this is a maintenance appointment. We're not going to change the look. We're just going to maintain it. So what I do for the free-handed lowlights, I personally, for Emma, I parted off the very top section on her part line directly underneath that and then started weaving out some lowlights. I always put them in when I'm letting the root process because everything processes at pretty much the same speed. But I will bring the lowlights down kind of through the mids of the hair. As you can see, I pick out any pieces of highlight that I just put in because I'm not trying to undo what I just did. And that's where you gotta kind of be strategic about where you're placing the lowlights. But I weave out what I want. I paint them down about midway, do some blending with my hands, and comb them through kind of like you would with a root. Now, my only thing that I'm going to say about combing the hair, I would not recommend combing through it altogether. I would comb through those lowlights as you place them just to specifically blend those lowlights through the ends. If you try to comb the hair all together, you're inevitably going to get some of those lowlights on hair that you don't want to be darker. So put the root on first and brush that through, and then while you're putting the lowlights on, you can comb through that as well so it blends seamlessly from roots to ends. And I personally shampoo the roots and the lowlights out before I put the global on, but this is the finished result. I think it's so simple and easy and perfect for a maintenance color appointment.